Hello everyone, this is Rick. I'm gonna get going on the road before I start playing the video. Oh my goodness. Everybody knows that Biden had to have just a emergency speech on democracy because it's being challenged from the right. But I have not seen it. Maybe that's not how he portrays it. It's not fair to him to just assume that's how it's going to go. But, come on. If a guy walks into a store you own that has robbed you over and over again, wouldn't you assume that he's just going to rob you again? Yeah, probably. So that's why I'm thinking that this is going to go that way. Oh, that's really nice. You couldn't wait for two freaking cars, dude. Anyway, so I've got to set up my volume. Okay, so why don't we get right to it?
Rope.
And it's playing already
He told the
for some
police
odd reason.
he'd come looking for Nancy Pelosi. Good evening, everyone.
Give me a couple minutes here. Okay. Let's go ahead and go for it, shall we?
Just a few days ago, 3 a.m. in the morning, a man smashed the back windows and broke into the home of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the third highest ranking official in America. He carried in his backpack zip ties, duct tape, rope, and a hammer. As he told the police, he had come looking for Nancy Pelosi to take her hostage, to interrogate her, to threaten to break her kneecaps. But she wasn't there. Her husband, my friend Paul Pelosi, was home alone. The assailant tried to take Paul hostage. He woke him up. He wanted to tie him up. The assailant ended up using a hammer to smash Paul's skull. Thankfully, by the grace of God, Paul survived. All this happened after the assault And it's hard to even say. It's hard to even say. After the assailant entered the home asking, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?" Those are the very same words used by the mob when they stormed the United States Capitol on January the 6th, when they broke windows, kicked in the doors, brutally attacked law enforcement, roamed the corridors, hunting for officials, and erected gallows to hang the former Vice President Mike Pence. It was an enraged mob that had been whipped up into a frenzy by a president repeating over and over again the big lie that the election of 2020 had been stolen.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there because I'm just starting to get just a little worked up here. See, I knew immediately it was going to be all toward the Republican deal. I'm going to rewind this just a tad.
It's hard to even say. After the assailant entered the home asking, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?" Those are the very same words used by the mob when they stormed the United States Capitol on January the 6th, when they broke windows, kicked in the doors, brutally attacked law enforcement, roamed the corridors, hunting for officials, and erected gallows to hang the former Vice President Mike Pence. It was an enraged mob that had been whipped up into a frenzy by a president repeating over and over again the big lie that the election of 2020 had been stolen.
Okay, so Hillary has been going on since 2016 about the election being stolen. I don't understand why Democrats have to be such hypocrites on this. Does anybody not see the lies there? Or are you guys still blind? Because I know I'm seeing Hillary about every 2-3 months go on and say that was cheating in 2016. Give me a second here. That way I don't have to touch it. Anyway, so let's continue going.
It's a lie that fueled the dangerous rise in political violence and voter intimidation over the past 2 years. Even before January the 6th, we saw election officials and election workers in a number of states subject to menacing calls, physical threats, even threats to their very lives. In Georgia, for example, the Republican Secretary of State and his family were subjected to death threats and give in to the defeated president's demand, just find him 11,780 votes. Just find me 11,780 votes. Election workers like Shay Moss and her mother Ruby Freeman were harassed and threatened just because they had the courage to do their job and stand up for the truth, to stand up for our democracy.
Okay, what about Kavanaugh? What about Judge Kavanaugh? He went by the Constitution of the United States to come up with the ruling on abortion. And he did that and stood up for what he believed in. What a jackass. And what did Schumer say? You've released the whirlwind. Really? And he got threatened. Oh my gosh, by Schumer. Oh, but Democrats do absolutely nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. They are totally innocent in all this. They have never raised a fist. They have never burned down courthouses in Portland. They have never burned down police departments in Portland. They have never shot police officers. They've never shot innocent lives in Portland or Seattle. No, nothing happened like that on the Democratic side. And the thing about them beating up police officers in Washington, D.C., I would want to see that. That is the first I have heard that. What I have always heard was that police and the security never got in their way. That they let them go. Let's hear what other lies this jackass of a president has to say. Biggest jackass in the world. Let's hear it.
This institution, this intimidation, this violence against Democrats, Republicans, and nonpartisan officials just doing their jobs are the consequence of lies told for power and profit, lies of conspiracy and malice, lies repeated over and over.
There's another one. Yeah, for profit. For profit. You know what comes to mind? Miss Nancy Bitch Pelosi. Insider trading and didn't get one bit of trouble for doing it. How did she do that, you ask? She put all the chips on, all the money on the chip stocks, the IC stocks, and then passed a bill to have more made in the United States and to get these companies up and going. But she's not doing anything for profit. No, she's not doing anything for profit. Look it up. These jackasses are lying to you. Let's see how far I can get without having to pause it again, without another lie flying out of his mouth.
To generate a cycle of anger, hate, vitriol, and even violence. In this moment, we have to confront those lies with the truth. The very future of our nation depends on it. My fellow Americans, we're facing a defining moment, an inflection point. We must, with one overwhelming, unified voice, speak as a country and say there's no place for voter intimidation or political violence in America.
I'm sorry, not we. Democrats are supposed to stand up for this. The second a Republican stands up to the lies that fly out of that asshole's mouth, we are called a name. We are called a MAGA Republican, or we are called a dipshit, or a person that, watches too much Fox News, or, all this other stuff. We are not allowed to stand up. Democrats are. Because I tell you what, if we stood up every time a lie flew out of that guy's mouth, nobody would ever be sitting down. And I'm sorry I'm getting worked up. I know it's kind of annoying on that end, but these lies don't stop. They keep going and keep going and keep going. They will say anything anything to get your vote. They are masking absolutely everything that is going on in hopes to get a vote from you. You want to look something up? Look up all these Republicans that have turned from being Democrat in the past couple years. Read why they switched to being a Republican. They cannot handle the lies. They can't handle the policies. That is why. You think they're going to lie to you? You think they're just going to come up one day and say, I'm tired of my name having Republican after it. I think I'm just going to have, or Democrat after it. I think I'm going to go for the big R and have the R, before my name. That'd be awesome. That's why I think I'll do it. It's I'm tired of seeing that D on there with my name. So yeah, we'll just do that. No, they got a freaking reason for it, dumbasses. Read about it. Find out why they are all switching. There is a high percentage switching to Republican for a reason. They're not going to tell you about it on MSNBC, the damn network I'm showing here. This is absurd. I have never seen a jackass like this as president before in my life. Gosh damn it. Donald Trump wasn't even this bad. I shouldn't say that about Donald Trump. I like Donald Trump, but there are a few issues that he had that I was not too proud of. But this jackwagon, people continue to listen to the lies. The people continue to believe them. They will believe this difficult shit about our government, that this second grader, Joe Biden, doesn't even know how many freaking states we have in the United States. Like I said yesterday, yeah, no, I know that's not true. I know that's not true. Really? He doesn't even know how many freaking states are in the damn United States. And you're gonna believe this guy when he's talking about more difficult stuff? Damn it, I know kindergartners that know how many states are in the United States. People vote for this person. This is ridiculous, people. If you voted for Biden, thank you very much for all the hardships everybody in the United States has to go through. And I'm tired of hearing, the economy's the best it's ever been. Through whose eyes? What the hell are you looking at? You guys are so freaking blind. I don't get it. Gas prices are up. Oh, that's not his fault. That's Putin's. Oh, yeah, because we had a major-ass war in Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Afghanistan. Nothing freaking rose that damn high. You guys are gullible. You don't want to look any of this stuff up, but you want to sit and bitch about MAGA Republicans and wonder why we are going off the wall so pissed. We're not pissed that he made office. We're pissed because of the lies. We're pissed because of the policies. We are pissed because there's a group of people that believe this shit. I've got dogs that don't believe this shit. Let's continue on so I can get worked up even more. This guy's a joke. Get him out of there.
Whether it's directed at Democrats or Republicans, No place, period. No place ever. I speak today near Capitol Hill, near the U.S. Capitol, the citadel of our democracy. I know there's a lot at stake in these midterm elections, from our economy, to the safety of our streets, to our personal freedoms, the future of health care, Social Security, Medicare. It's all important.
Oh my gosh. The safety on the streets. Really? Why don't you look at some of these cities and see how high crime has flown? It has flown high. Because they started this damn defund the police thing. And if you don't believe me on that, look it up, because there was plenty of footage online with Kamala saying defund the police, and she plans on doing it. And God help us if she becomes president one day. And the economy is at stake. Can it get any worse? I'm sorry, it can. It could get a lot worse under Biden. A lot worse. It already has. And you people think it's the best economy that has ever taken form. When I go to the damn grocery store, they are out of a lot of stuff. What happened to the baby formula situation? Did anybody notice that they just totally cut that off and didn't talk about that anymore? Oh yeah, our situation will be way worse off with the Republican in office. I mean, we might have to have somebody not take government aid and to go work in a factory so that they can make baby formula. Oh God, yeah, no, that would be terrible. Yeah. And oh no, gas prices might actually go down. Oh my gosh, no, we don't want that to happen. The stuff that's going on in our schools right now. I don't know how many times I have mentioned it on this stream. You guys think it's far-fetched, but I am dead serious. Look into it. The books that are being placed in our classrooms in grade school has gay people, lesbians, penises, vaginas, anal sex. Yeah, it sounds far-fetched, and that's exactly what the party wants you to think. They want you to think it's way far-fetched so that you guys will laugh at us. But you watch. This is going to take America by storm. All this stuff going on in schools. In California, the most democratic state in the United States, has transvestites reading stories to kindergartners during story time. Some of them have it once a week. Some of them have it once every other week. I'm sorry, I've done my research. I've taken time out of my day to look this stuff up because I care about the kids. I care about what they're going to be going through. You Democrats don't want to look this up because you don't give two shits about the children in America today. You can argue with me on that. Go ahead. But I guarantee you, if somebody came up to me and said this stuff, yeah, I would laugh. But I would begin to think about it. And I would make sure that I looked it up, you know. Someday when I'm just walking around, I don't have nothing to do, you know. Just look down at the phone, put in a search term, look it up. Everybody's got 5 freaking minutes. A lot of this stuff you can find in less than 1 minute. That's how lazy you Democrats are. You guys do not want to fact check all this on your own. I don't mean a fact checking website, because they are under the Democratic power as well. Just like the news is. You guys want to sit and call us names all the time. The reason why we're getting worked up is because we are very worried about the United States. We are very patriotic. We are gonna fight for the flag. You Democrats don't want to fight for the flag. Because I'm just another MAGA Republican. I'm so glad he ran his whole campaign on open borders and are you kidding me? Did you guys not listen to any of his campaigning? Oh, but he said they were closed. Oh my goodness. All right then. He ran his whole campaign on open borders. And the Republicans are racist as hell because they want to close them. No, we don't want to close the border. We want to stop the illegals coming in and hurting our families. I'm gonna have to restart the stream here. No, I really can't. I'm just gonna keep playing. I don't even know that we have made it through 5 minutes without all the lies that we ran across. Let's keep going.
But we'll have our differences. We'll have our difference of opinion. And that's what it's supposed to be. But there's something else at stake. Democracy itself. I'm not the only one who sees it. Recent polls have shown that overwhelming majority of Americans believe our democracy is at risk, that our democracy is under threat. They too see that democracy is on the ballot this year.
It is. Under you, Joe. And where'd you get that poll at? MSNBC? CNN? Where did you get that poll at? Because if people don't see what's going on, because you guys are hiding it so well, because it's happening all to Republicans and only Republicans. That's why I say democracy is going away. It's not happening to both. That would be democracy. You guys are punishing Republicans and not doing the same punishment for Democrats. Do you really disagree with that? you guys hear is you got a single track in your mind, okay? You can't have other thoughts going, is the way it seems with me. Guys, hear what Biden says and you totally believe him. I know I've said that a million times on just this one trip, but I am so tired of it. Freedom of speech is gone. Right to bear arms is going away, and it's going away fast. There are events happening in New York and California to prove that that is happening. Look it up. The church is going away. They can sit and praise God all they want. They can say that they pray every day, all that they want. They can say all this other stuff, but their policies don't fit in with Christianity. It doesn't. I'm almost ready to throw this phone out the damn window. This guy is such a jackass. Let's keep going.
And they're deeply concerned about it. So today, I appeal to all Americans, regardless of party, to meet this moment of national and generational importance. We must vote, knowing what's at stake and not just the policy of the moment, but institutions that have held us together as we sought a more perfect union are also at stake. We must vote knowing who we have been, what we're at risk of becoming. Look, my fellow Americans, the whole expression, freedom is not free. It requires constant vigilance. From the very beginning, nothing has been guaranteed about democracy in America. Every generation has had to defend it, protect it, preserve it, choose it. For that's what democracy is. It's a choice, a decision of the people, by the people, and for the people. The issue couldn't be clearer in my view. We, the people, must decide whether we'll have fair and free elections. And every vote.
Nothing's clear in his view. Is anything clear in his view? Is anything? He's reading this off of a teleprompter that somebody wrote. And he's making comments about himself. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, he does not think clearly.
Counts. We, the people, must decide whether we're going to sustain a republic where reality is accepted, the law is obeyed, and your vote is truly sacred. We, the people, must decide whether the rule of law will prevail, or whether we'll allow the dark forces.
They go on and on about law. And the judges that actually go by the Constitution, they argue. Do you see? Do you see what's going on? If you're a Democrat, I can't hear any of you, but if you're a Democrat, I'll just take that as a no. Okay, let's keep going.
It's that thirst for power, put ahead of the principles that we've long guided us. You know, American democracy is under attack because the defeated former president of the United States refuses to accept the results of the 2020 election.
it again. Hillary still has not accepted it. Oh my God. Maybe I didn't play it long enough, but you think he mentions her? You think he mentions Republicans and Democrats don't accept the results? The Democrats have always bitched about the results. Always.
He refuses to accept the will of the people. He refuses to accept the fact that he lost. He has abused his power and put the loyalty to himself before loyalty to the Constitution. And he's made a big lie an article of faith in the MAGA Republican Party, the minority of that party. The great irony about the 220 election is that it's the most attacked election in our history, and yet, there's no election in our history that we can be more certain of its results. Every legal challenge that could have been brought was brought. Every recount that could have been undertaken was undertaken. Every recount confirmed the results. Wherever fact or evidence had been demanded, the big lie has been proven to be just that, a big lie, every single time. Yet now, extreme MAGA Republicans aim to question not only the legitimacy of past elections, but elections being held now and into the future. The extreme MAGA element of the Republican Party, which is a minority of that party, as I said earlier, but is this driving force, is trying to succeed where they failed in 2020, to suppress the right of voters and subvert the electoral system itself. That means denying your right to vote and deciding whether your vote even counts. Instead of waiting until an election is over, they're starting well before it. They're starting now. They've emboldened violence and intimidation of voters and election officials. It's estimated that there are more than 300 election deniers on the ballot all across America this year.
Really? I didn't... Huh. So there's not one Democrat on the ballot. That's nice. Because they're still bitching about it. I do not agree with January 6th. I don't agree with that. I will never agree with rushing a government building. Never. I am a MAGA Republican, and I have never agreed with that. And he puts me in the same category as the people that rushed the White House or the Capitol building. Isn't that a form of racism? Yes, it is. When you stereotype people or you judge people like he is, that is a form of racism. He is the most racist person I have ever seen in my life. That whole administration is the most racist people I've ever seen in my life. Let's continue.
We can't ignore the impact this is having on our country. It's damaging, it's corrosive, and it's destructive. And I want to be very clear. This is not about me. It's about all of us. It's about what makes...
It's all about you, Joe. It's all about you. You aren't going to talk shitty about Republicans and then come over one night and talk to the world and talk about how it's about everybody. And it's about Republicans also. You are not going to do that. You have done nothing for the past 2 years but talk bad about Republicans. And now, just before the election, you want to be all nice guy. And you want to act like that you're on both sides. Screw you. I know it's not true. I know what you're trying to do. Democrats don't. So you've got their vote. You will never have my vote. You have been a liar ever since you have gotten into office. Okay, I gotta finish this because I really gotta get home.
America, America. It's about the durability of our democracy. For democracies are more than a form of government. They're a way of being, a way of seeing the world, a way that defines who we are, what we believe, why we do what we do. Democracy is simply that fundamental. We must, in this moment, dig deep within ourselves and recognize that we can't take democracy for granted any longer. With democracy on the ballot, we have to remember these first principles. Democracy means the rule of the people, not the rule of monarchs or the moneyed, but the rule of the people. Autocracy is the opposite of democracy. It means the rule of one person, one interest, one ideology, one party. To state the obvious, the lives of billions of people from antiquity till now have been shaped by the battle between these competing forces, between the aspirations of the many and the greed and power of the few, between the people's right for self-determination and the self-seeking autocrat, between the dreams of a democracy and the appetites of an autocracy. What we're doing now is going to determine whether democracy will long endure. It, in my view, is the biggest of questions. Whether the American system that prizes the individual, bends towards justice, and depends on the rule of law, whether that system will prevail. This is the struggle we're now in. A struggle for democracy, a struggle for decency and dignity, a struggle for prosperity and progress, a struggle for the very soul of America itself. Make no mistake, democracy is on the ballot for all of us. We must remember that democracy is a covenant. We need to start looking out for each other again, seeing ourselves as we the people, not as entrenched enemies. This is a choice we can make. Disunion and chaos are not inevitable. There's been anger before in America. There's been division before in America. But we've never given up on the American experiment. And we can't do that now.
There's still division in America.
The remarkable thing about American democracy is this. Just enough of us, on just enough occasions, have chosen not to dismantle democracy, but to preserve democracy. We must choose that path again. Because democracy is in the ballot, we have to remember that even in our darkest moments, there are fundamental values and beliefs that unite us as Americans. And they must unite us now. What are they? Well, I think first, we believe the vote in America is sacred, to be honored, not denied, respected, not dismissed, counted, not ignored. A vote is not a partisan tool to be counted when it helps your candidates and tossed aside when it doesn't. Second, we must, with an overwhelming voice, stand against political violence and voter intimidation, period. Stand up and speak against it. We don't say
Physical violence. That party has caused more physical violence than any other party anywhere in the United States. This party knows that if they say stuff, they will believe. The only physical violence they are able to come up with is January 6th. That's all they talk about. If we were so much into physical violence, then what the hell was all the violence in 2016? They did not condemn any of it. When they did speeches, they did not condemn it. They did not say, we don't need to fight. They did it because it happened under Trump's administration. They would much rather see people killed than to throw it out there, we don't need to do this. Obama had the chance. Everybody looked up to him. Instead, he said, I understand why the rioting. I understand why, but do you think one damn time he said that they shouldn't do that? No, he didn't. These people are the biggest joke in the world.
our differences in America, whether a riot, a mob, or a bullet, or a hammer. We settle them peaceably at the ballot box.
What about the guy that showed up with the loaded gun, ready to shoot Kavanaugh at his own house? That was all you guys. You don't bring that shit up though, do ya? That just freaking happened, Biden. What a jackass. You don't care about people's safety. There have been more people that have died under you than anybody else. You are a big joke, Mr. Biden. Big joke.
We have to be honest with ourselves, though. We have to face this problem. We can't turn away from it. We can't pretend it's just going to solve itself. There's an alarming rise in the number of our people in this country condoning political violence or simply remaining silent because silence is complicity. The disturbing rise of voter intimidation, the pernicious tendency to excuse political violence, or at least trying to explain it away. We can't allow this sentiment to grow. We must confront it head on now. It has to stop now. I believe the voices excusing or calling for violence and intimidation are a distinct minority in America, but they're loud and they are determined. We have to be more determined. All of us who reject political violence and voter intimidation, and I believe that's the overwhelming majority of the American people, all of us must unite to make it absolutely clear that violence and intimidation have no place in America.
Exactly, Biden.
And third, we believe in democracy.
No, you do not.
That's who we are as Americans. I know it isn't easy. Democracy isn't perfect. It always has been.
Under you it is.
We are all called to defend it now. Now. History and common sense tell us that liberty, opportunity, and justice thrive in a democracy, not in an autocracy. At our best, America is not a zero-sum society where for you to succeed, someone else has to fail.
I have heard enough from this jackass. I'm at my destination, and I'm done with him. I'm going to throw a prediction out there. Everybody is predicting a tsunami, a red tsunami. That is why they are getting scared. That is why they are doing all this last minute stuff. Have you ever seen Biden get up and talk like this? Have you ever seen him get up and be like, I don't talk just for Democrats, I talk for Republicans too? No, I have not. It's a game. It's a show to get more votes. People, I tell you, I'm telling you, look up the Republicans who have turned from Democrats. Look at the Republicans that have turned from Democrat. Why did they change their party? Why did they change from Democrat to Republican? They are in the government every single day. They see what's going on. Why don't you look at that and take into consideration that that they are in the middle of it. This guy's a joke. I do have a prediction. Here's my prediction. We're going to have a red wave, a red tsunami across the United States. If we do, that is awesome. If not, we're going to have to live with Democrats controlling the House for another 2 years. But if we take it, you watch, Democrats will be the ones whining about how it's not fair. Democrats will be the ones that are rioting. Democrats will be the ones that are protesting. I'm sorry, mostly peaceful protests. Because they'll be burning down buildings and stuff. So it'll be mostly peaceful. They will be the ones out there doing the same thing that they are accusing Republicans to, of what they're doing. You watch. I have seen enough of this guy to know how he plays his game. I know how he plays his game. And I'm very sure that a lot of you are smart enough to know how he plays. I have never seen a speech like this his whole 2 years in office. He wants to dog on the Republicans until the week before the voting process. If he would have talked this way, and obviously just the parts that he's talking about, Democrats and Republicans, putting us into the same how should I put that? I don't know how to put that, but anyway, then I might be able to believe that, he really does care about both parties. He does not want anybody hurt. But right now it's a joke. It really is a joke. This is probably the worst speech I've ever seen. I have seen very bad speeches. This is bad. Okay, gotta go, people. Thank you for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the show. My name is Rick. And I will talk to you guys